Hey everyone, for today's video I want to talk to you about how nobody cares and why that's such a freeing realization. Now, I know that in my own experience when I first realized this, I actually thought it was kind of disempowering, because if nobody cares about your life and what you're doing and what you think for the most part, because in truth, strangers they don't care about you or your life, and you may have a lot of people surrounding you who are the same way, like your acquaintances and coworkers, for instance, or people you just barely know. But obviously the exception to this will be your close friends and your family and anyone you're romantically involved with. But everyone else, for the most part, does not care at all what you're doing. So yeah, when I first learned this, it was hard for me, because I wanted people to care. I thought that if nobody cared about what I was doing, then it meant that I wouldn't be able to make a difference in the world. But that's not true. I've since learned that it's actually a really freeing thought when you realize that nobody really cares about what you're doing and what you're up to. Because that means that you can take risks and you can make mistakes and you can make a fool of yourself and nobody cares. For real, there have been so many times where I do stupid things in public and I feel embarrassed. Like, for instance, tripping or trying to open a push door by pulling it and not realizing it within 5 seconds because your mind is elsewhere. But even when those things happen and people observe you when it happens, they don't care. I mean, they might smile or giggle to themselves, but within 5 minutes, they've already forgotten that it happened. So that's incredibly freeing, because it gives you permission to put yourself out there and to make mistakes and to learn and to grow. Because since nobody cares, it shouldn't matter to you what they think of you at all. So don't be afraid to try something new and be a beginner and make a lot of mistakes and make a fool of yourself, because nobody cares. And here's another interesting thing. Oftentimes, in fact I would say most of the time, people are more in their heads than they even are aware of what's going on around them. So they'll be thinking whatever they're thinking, or they'll be concerned with what other people think of them, more so than they'll be concerned about any judgments about you or other people. That happens quite often. When people are out in public, they're going to oftentimes be thinking about what other people think of them. So if they see you do something stupid or make a fool of yourself, they may not even immediately react to it, because they're just going to be absorbed in their own thoughts. So that's another thing you can realize. Basically, all of these things give you permission to go out there and be yourself and to not care what other people think about you, because it's not important. And beyond that, like I just said, most people won't even be thinking about you, because they're going to be self-absorbed in their own thoughts. So if you take one thing out of this video, it's that you should have the courage to learn new things and to make a fool of yourself and to make mistakes, and bottom line, to just be yourself in public without caring at all what other people think of you. So I hope this video helped you, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Arrivederci.